Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Inclusivity, What Does It Mean presentation. This presentation from the Be Engaged workshop series is brought to you by Success Services within the Office of Student Financial Aid. Our workshop series, typically an interactive experience held across campus throughout the year, will now be made available to you through Blackboard Collaborate. We will start today by introducing our Student Success Services within the Office of Student Financial Aid. Our Success Services offer a range of resources, including one-to-one success coaching and basic needs support, both of which works to provide essential support to students. Additionally, we have our workshop series, which covers a diverse set of topics designed to enhance individual success. Finally, we have our mentorship piece, which will launch soon, providing an opportunity for peer-to-peer or peer-to-alumni mentoring. Our space is located at East Campus Mall, but for now, we are also available virtually. The basic needs coordinators and success coaches are available to meet with you through video chat or over the phone. Visit our website located in the bottom left of this screen to set up a meeting with us today. Now to introduce ourselves. I'm Jordan Salas, and I'm a second-year PhD student, and my role as a student success coach is all about helping you identify a pathway to success across different areas.
Hi, I'm Lucy Wren, and I'm a first-year master's student. As a success coach, my role is to empower students to succeed here at UW-Madison. The purpose of this presentation is to discuss diversity and inclusion and how each concept together works to ensure representation for everyone. We'll spend this time discussing each concept separately, discovering what they mean and how the two concepts, diversity and inclusion, work to amplify the presence and voices of everyone.
Communities across America and in other parts of the world are experiencing a mix of events leading back to the importance of creating and sustaining a diverse and inclusive community. As we'll discuss today, it's important to consider just what this means and what it doesn't. To start, let's think about the most basic definitions of diversity and inclusion. According to Google, in its simplest of terms, diversity is a variety, and inclusion is being included within a group or a structure. But these two ideas are not as simple as those two short definitions. Before we continue, consider what diversity and inclusivity means to you. What do you envision when you think about diversity and inclusion? Throughout the presentation, consider how diversified and inclusive your practices and communities are, and how you can continue to diversify the communities that you belong to, and how important it is to include the perspective of others to enrich both the communities as well as the lives of the people who share that space with you.
Let's first consider diversity. In its simplest terms, diversity is a collection of differences. Different people, experiences, perspectives, identities, and even most importantly, diversity serves as the underpinning to create rich environments wherein different people coalesce to create a broader safe space for everyone. Across the country, both in its past and present, many communities, organizations, and governing bodies have worked towards creating strategies to nurture the value of diversity. Think about the organizations and the communities that you are part of. How do you consider them to be? Are there people that look different than you? Do they have a different set of beliefs than you? How about their life experiences? As you consider these communities, how have they demonstrated their values from diverse perspectives and identities? What is being done to sustain diversity in these places? Most importantly, how have you been or could you be an advocate for diversity in these places?
Now consider inclusion and what it means to be inclusive. Consider going to an event or a dance. If diversification is an invitation to the dance, consider inclusivity the next step, being asked to dance. These are very different ideas. If I step into the physical space of the dance, that does not mean I feel welcome and safe in the space. How might I get asked to dance and feel comfortable doing so? Inclusivity helps to amplify diversification by providing a platform for different people, experiences, identities, goals, and values to be heard and shared within and across different spaces. In doing so, inclusion helps to create and sustain a shared value system wherein everyone, as different as we all may be, helps to define and benefit from. Once more, think about the communities and organizations that you belong to. Are they inclusive? If you believe so, What are ways in which they allow for that inclusion? Do the value systems that govern and sustain these spaces work to represent voices and perspectives from people who are different than yourself?
Together, diversity and inclusion work to combat the underrepresentation of people while working to ensure that representation across a broad spectrum is part of the larger picture. Diversity alone cannot combat tokenism, wherein systems abide by quotas to meet standards of diversity. Together, diversity and inclusion work to remove barriers in places that do not allow for equal and fair representation for everyone. Additionally, diversity and inclusion enforce the importance of considering the many differences that make up diverse identities, including our physical and intellectual abilities and cultural identities, along with race and ethnicity, which all work to inform individual value systems.
It can be difficult to know sometimes where to start when considering diversity and inclusion. Depending on your own experiences, you may be more or less familiar with diversity and inclusion. We all start somewhere, and it is an ongoing journey of learning about ourselves and learning about others. So, if you are just beginning to consider what these two ideas mean to you, it is important to spend some time learning about yourself first. One exercise you can consider doing is a social identity wheel, which we will link to our website. The identity wheel will give you an opportunity to consider your own identities and how they have impacted your experiences.
While on your journey, consider the communities and organizations that you are part of. How do each of these spaces ensure that different people are present and that different perspectives are heard? How do these different groups, which help to create and maintain our broader community, work to ensure that everyone is present and that everyone is heard? Also, consider how you practice diversity and inclusion in these spaces. We've provided some examples on the slide here. Practice empathetic listening. Focus on ways for everyone to feel a sense of belonging. Remember that practicing diversity and inclusion is an ongoing effort. Embrace learning from others that have different experiences. Forget about this idea of fit. How can you amplify the voices of those around you? Continuously think about your experience with people of different identities and different communities. How have these different spaces increased value to the broader community? How have you been an advocate and an agent of change to ensure the substantive representation of other people, different than yourself? Truly remember, it is an ongoing effort. You will make mistakes, as we all do. It is essential that we continue to engage.
Again, the importance of empathetic listening is that it enables us to learn from everyone by better understanding their unique experiences. Furthermore, empathetic listening increases our ability to form changes, so to remove barriers that valuable members of our society face every day. You, along with members of the communities that you're a part of, are all responsible for diversifying the broader community. We are all responsible for ensuring that our spaces welcome diverse perspectives and that these perspectives and identities have a platform equal to everyone to be heard. As individual members who make up a collective community, we must become aware of our biases and display a willingness to learn from others. It is our shared responsibility to adopt a blank slate perspective, which enables us to effectively learn from all members of the communities that we serve and call home.
The University of Wisconsin works alongside students and faculty to achieve its mission to diversify and to include the perspective of everyone, ensuring that everyone has an opportunity to be heard. Admittedly, a work in progress, each community, including our shared UW community, does not always get it right. What's important is the willingness and commitment across campus and among campus partners to continue working towards a vision that encompasses a shared value system. The DDEEA, the Division of Diversity, Equity, and Educational Achievement, works to engage campus and community groups to create an ideal community that fosters all our perspectives and identities, moving closer to achieving a shared value system wherein everyone is given an opportunity to be supported. In addition to working towards bringing about changes that reflect multiple voices and identities, it's important to learn of the different ways in which UW has responded and continues to respond to a need to increase diversity and to be more inclusive. As we think of ways to hold the university accountable in bringing forth change that reflects the best of all of us, it is important to recognize what has been done and how you can learn about the university's efforts. Again, these efforts have yet to exhaust the need that drives them. However, it is important to know that the university does hear our requests for change. Furthermore, it is important that you know that you have a voice and an opportunity to help bring into existence the change that you want to experience. Once more, consider your role within the university. How can you continue to effectively and peacefully advocate for this change?
In addition to your role as a student, along with the other organizations that you may be a part of, consider joining campus organizations who are constantly and actively pursuing change. Many campus-based organizations, which you can learn more about from the website featured here, are dedicated in their pursuit to identify areas of growth and opportunities to add value campus-wide. Thank you for joining us today. We'll continue providing content that both supports your transition into an e-learning environment, as well as resources that work to help you develop different skills to address roadblocks on your pathway to success. Please be sure to take a look at our other presentations, Deep to Your Core and Hello, Are You There?, as well as Mind Your Stress, to learn more about the different resources and skill sets that you can apply to many areas of your life within and beyond the classroom. Until next time, take care.